You were told to be quiet. You were told to shrink. You were told that love meant pain. Here you are. Here you rise. Welcome to Powerful Woman Rising from Narcissistic Abuse, the show where we break the chains of narcissistic abuse, reclaim our power, and step into the unstoppable force we were always meant to be. I'm Azadeh, best-selling author, narcissistic abuse educator, and coach to high achievers. Together, we'll uncover the truth, rewrite our stories, and ignite the power within. It's time to rise, it's time to heal, and it's time to take your life back. Hey, you guys, welcome to another episode of Powerful Woman Rising from Narcissistic Abuse. So, this weekend was my husband's birthday, and we've been together, oh my gosh, I want to say like almost 17 years, but married about 15 and a half. And I really was able to reflect on so much that I think is valuable information for you guys to have. And very valuable, like the truth, the reality check of what it feels like and looks like to be loved after abuse. So if you've had abuse in your childhood, if you've had abuse in your romantic relationship, if you've had abuse and you interact with someone that wants to care for you, love you, hold you, honor you, listen to you, it's going to feel foreign. It's going to feel weird. Here's what I did. I called it toxic. I pushed it away. I was scared of it. I even became abusive around it. Like where I was saying, come, go, while I was on dating apps. I mean, I'm telling you guys the hardcore truth here of the reality of how I got to this marriage and stayed in this marriage, which is a great marriage. And I don't mean as in it's perfect, but what I mean is as in like 85% of the time, it's good. It's good because we built that foundation in the early years. But when we were dating, it wasn't so. At least the first 6 months, because I didn't trust it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what to do with it. I was so used to, okay, I'm going to give you an example. Like he he invited me to go to Lake Arrowhead in California, which I love. It's a lake. It's just beautiful, and you can Google it. It's just a beautiful place, calm, serene place to be. And he invited me to go, and I thought, oh, wow, this is how he thinks he's going to get lucky. This is how he is going to, you know, um, take advantage or paint his mission with a trip. This is how he's going to try and get one on me. And you know what? When we got there, he actually gave me a key and he said, here's the room. I'll be next door if you need anything. So he got me my own room. Okay. And he even got me long johns, like long johns. Think about that. He got his mindset was on my warmth, not in my bed. Okay. That's crazy, like old school, very traditional, respectful kind of man. And here's my trauma. My trauma was like, oh, instead of saying amazing, I was thinking, oh my God, what's wrong with me? He doesn't want me. What's wrong with me that he doesn't want to have sex with me? What's wrong with me that he's not trying to get me? I'm not pretty enough. I'm not cute enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. Because I couldn't see the respect. Now, granted, I was like 37 years old. And 36 years old, and I didn't know what it was like to be seen, heard, valued, and respected. I didn't know what that was, what that looked like. And so I turned it around on myself saying, I'm toxic, or I'm something's wrong with me. And even after that, dating, I pushed him away. I pushed and pulled. I became the toxic person. I became the highs and the lows and the emotionally abusive. And he finally sat me down. Oh, and by the way, I was like on dating apps, going on different dates with all these guys, oversharing, telling them my whole life story, doing all the things that I teach and I've learned not to do today. And so, anyways, he sat me down and he was like, Azadeh, no, you can't push and pull, break up, keep me back and forth. You just can't. Either we are going to move forward dating or I'm out. He set that boundary with me. And that's when I realized if I don't stay and push through and learn to receive love, I could self-sabotage a good relationship. And so that's when I decide. But even when I decided that I would be with him and not date others, there was still a transition, a process, a learning, a receiving that I was not used to. It was so uncomfortable to be loved and to receive it. It was not it was not at all what I imagined. I wanted love so bad, but then when I got it, I was scared shitless of it. And I literally sabotaged and pushed it away. Like I said, I became abusive, I became toxic, I became all the things. I became all the things that I had endured and absorbed in the violations of the abuse that I've been. Because remember, like I was in a domestic violence relationship, a bad one. Several years prior, I was also in a relationship with so I went from very abusive men to men that were like silent, like couldn't even talk or communicate, just emotionally unavailable, but good looking. So it was always this, it didn't look exactly the same, but it was always this really sick, wounded human being. And so now I'm not saying my husband's perfect, but we have a foundation and a relationship that is not um volatile and insane and name calling and silent scorning and insanity. We don't have any of that. What we have is a really good relationship in the sense of communication. We share the same values. We even like the same music. We have the same faith. We're both Christians. We have a lot of the same values and standards. And so we come together. That doesn't mean we don't have um, opinions that differ or situations that we see differently on, but we come into a place of respect around it. So my focus today was so much more about if you want to love and you want love, you got to do the work. You got to do the work. You got to do the work because if you don't, you'll either attract an abuser or you kind of become the abuser and you will sabotage it in some way or another. I've heard so many of my clients say, oh, he's so boring, or um, he's not hot enough, or things that really, I mean, if you want a good looking man, that's okay. But if he doesn't, if he's good looking without the internal values and goodnesses that you need him to show up for in a relationship, it's not going to last. Because whether they're good looking or not, we all bleed the same We go to the bathroom the same, we get sick the same, we have all those same things. But if you are looking for just good looking and think all of those things will go away, you're in fantasy and it's not going to last. So doing the work, the inner work, which by the way, I take 4 people at a time, and my application link is in the description. And the work is not talk therapy, it's not reading, it's not anything but going in and purging out the pain and rebuilding. It really is a work and a process and a transformation that I did and has changed my life truly. And I keep growing and evolving more from it in the sense of becoming more whole all the time because of the seed. Hi, you guys. I wanted to share with you what life and the lightness of life, how it could feel if you do the work, if you do the healing, the true healing, the visceral healing, the emotional healing. Just memorizing, going from one thing to another, you're going to eventually come back to your own pain. And I want to share this new launch that I'm doing August 25th. It's going to come out. I'm only going to take a few, actually 4 people, where I literally am available for you through the whole transition, transformation, the internal surgery, the spiritual surgery, what we need to do, that you are left with leaving the trauma behind and it's nothing but a memory. That's a promise. Okay, that's how it is for me. I was not able to write my books. I was not able to be in a marriage if I was still in survival mode, holding on to pain and holding it down and trying to look good up front. So this is going to be in 10 weeks. 10 weeks, I will hold your hand, carry you through, navigate the traumas, opening Pandora's box, literally guiding you into a place that you want to be in, but you don't know how to get there, who's going to show you how to get there, what's the navigation process, and it's not that hard. It's not that hard. What's hard is holding on, avoiding, actually sabotaging really good relationships because your trauma lens is still hijacking you. So August 25th, I'm launching this, and it's going to go out in email first. I want you to send me your email if you want first dibs. First dibs coming out August 25th, 2025 for 4 people. It's 10 weeks. And you literally get me more than anything else. Like any struggle, questions, problems, breakdowns, breakthroughs, pain, tears, whatever comes that I know because I walk through it, I will be holding your hand. I will be right there with you to show you the way, and that you're not crazy, and that you deserve to feel light and free in your world. So drop me your email and let's use this gift of desperation, this gift of a crisis to your own advantage, so that you can actually really maybe even enjoy your holidays and enjoy walking in your body and in your skin, because that's what healing should look like. Not a memorization, not another task to do, but true healing. So I hope you'll join me. I will be closing this after the 4 people sign up. Okay, I hope to see you then. And the work that I did, it really started me on a path of constant evolution and involvement. And so, but if you are out of abuse and you're like, I'm never going to date another guy like that again. I know the information. I know I'm not going to, Listen, if you don't have the internal healing, and if you don't do the hard work of grieving the loss and the past and rebuild and learn from that, you're gonna either push goodness away or attract another one. We have to have respect for our relational templates. They are so powerful. The familiar is so powerful that we don't even see it until we're in it. It's just wild. And if you are like had abusive parents and then it was a romantic partner and then now girlfriends or guy friends, then you can see how no matter how much you promised and said, I'm not going to find myself in another relationship like this, and you just were like right back in it. So I had to reflect on my marriage and what it took and how much I endured and how much I had put up with showing up in this relationship. So we can't do the bypass. We can't be like, oh, I'm just, you know, I'm just so grateful. Um, I'm out of this relationship and not do the work. It's great that you're out. It's wonderful that you're out, but you can't just go on a cloud and pretend like it's not happening or it's not, you don't need to do the work. So love actually takes work because it's foreign and never been introduced. Like there was never really a model in my parents' relationship. They met out of an arranged marriage and never really they never really it was more like business. It was never love. It was more like a tolerance. They never really, you know, cared for each other in that sense um, that I do with my husband. It's wild to watch. So I didn't have the model. So I had to learn it. I had to get it. I had to understand it. I had to work for it. I had to purge out the old. And most people don't want to do that, which is crazy to me. They think just because, you know, just because they had this relationship, things are going to be different. And in some situations we learn, in some situations we learn and we do different, but not in relationships. I don't think so. It's not my experience. I can't talk like it was. It's not. So we have to do the inner healing, and some people call it the dark night of the soul. I think actually it's a really good one. Inner healing, and there's an actual work process that takes place. But you know, I don't want to paint a picture of a perfect marriage, but gosh, you know, there's love, there's trust, there's kindness, there's respect. There's so much goodness there that and an agreement in those things, in those principles, that when shit hits the fan, things go wrong. We both come back to one or the other, the trust, the respect, the honor. And that's what a marriage should be. And really, when I do couples counseling, which is also another service that I offer for couples counseling, which is really sacred, and we really need to, um, do the interview process before. And I only take couples that are both truly invested, not just one more than the other. But I teach my marriage. I teach my marriage. I have a degree. I am a certified counselor, all those things, but I really just teach the things that I know that work in my marriage. But it was such a mind-blowing thing to see how in the beginning years I had to be uncomfortable to be loved because it was so foreign. And if that's you, I get you. And that's why you go back to the familiar, because it's comfortable. It's familiar. You probably saw your parents do it. You saw your mom do it. You saw your dad do it. You saw them do it together or with others. And so this was the model in front of you. And so you learned that this is what a relationship looks like. So the familiar is always, even if it's dark and abusive, it's always going to be the first go-to unless you do the internal work. And if you don't, then and if you think like I did, oh, I got it this time, because I'm telling you guys, it showed up for me, parental, romantic, then friendships. And that's when I was like, you know what? I just can't. I just can't do this anymore. And that's when I started to do the work. But so there is a transition process to go from abuse to actual true unconditional love. It is painful. It you do want to run all the time. You want to run all the time, and you need someone or yourself to tell you and remind you, hey, this is kindness. This is not abuse. Because what abuse does, unhealed abuse, you literally think abuse is love and love is abuse. Oof, that's so good. But that's the lens that we operate from if we don't do the work. We are looking at love as abuse and abuse as love. And to separate that, to distinguish that, you got to do the work. And the work is not talk, it's not read, it's not YouTube, although those are great starts. It truly is going in and meeting yourself and God in those moments, in those pockets, and pussing them out. And that sounds crazy, but it's nothing more than just emotions, emotional emotions that have been frozen and stuck. And you are seeing the world and people through those lenses. And gosh, life is just so short and so many people come and go, and you want beautiful people that nurture your soul and that you connect with and grow with rather than people that you have to manage and um, be your false self around just to keep them, just the sake of saying I'm in a relationship. So I hope this resonated with you. And rising from narcissistic abuse is where that idea even came from, because we have to rise from our wounds and our pain, and we have to get brutally honest about what we are continually still chasing, attracting, choosing, and moving into a place that is authentic and beautiful. But that transition is a spiritual surgery. It is a process. It is a, a redefining. It is a healing. It is a grieving. It is a purging of the old and receiving the new. And that is a heroic act. It's a courageous act. It's an act of self-love, radical self-love. And to choose that is not sometimes popular, but in that temporary time that you do choose that, man, Man, I'm telling you guys, ever since I went through that process, I literally have just been, even with like life circumstances, still on the up. Like there's a new template laid. That's what I want to tell you. There's a new template laid in my soul that I'm so grateful for, but I couldn't do it without someone that knew what the heck they're doing and God. I truly, the two together, and then me showing up, the three of us. And that transformation's for you too. So I hope to see you on the other side. And if you are in pain and you're still in these relationships, give yourself grace. You didn't get here just because you chose it, it chose you. But it's also our responsibility to deactivate it and to heal from it and literally rise from it. Otherwise, relationships will make you, I always say, they will make you or break you. If you have a relationship that you're still managing, holding, tolerating, and denying, it's not going to let you, you can't go to your next level of dreams, goals, expansion if you're still holding down this relationship just because of you fill in the blank. So Join me on my next podcast, Powerful Woman Rising from Narcissistic Abuse. Look in the show notes if you want to get my books, if you want to apply to work with me, or you want to just share this with someone you love that you see them suffering. Okay, until next time, thank you for joining me.